Well, in terms of we are not able to lead ourselves in diaspora, it's a valid point. And for me, you know, I don't know whether it's, you know, it depends on the region or the ethnicity or the tribe. Certain tribes are more successful in organizing their people and being able to have better organization. The Igbos are notorious for not being ruled. There's so much division. And they waste their resources and energy for things that at the end of the day, where does this lead you? What does it make you? Nothing. Okay. And I believe they started to realize that. But my biggest point, the only thing I can say with that, not even our leadership, where are we with it? It will be, how are we engaging the government of United States? We have to have a political plan. We really need to unite and have a cloud so that when they're having an election, they will come to Nigerian community to say, we need you to and that. And that when we have our own issues, we can go to them. We need you. This is what's going on in Nigeria. Is there any way you guys can help us there? England are better because I see them. They are politically more united than US. Okay, I have seen matches go on. You go there, not many people, either that US people are more interested in working double, triple shifts, okay, than trying to form a formidable class of political parties in US. I mean, without it, I don't think we can influence the government that much. You know, UK, they're doing it, but we're not doing it. And all of this stems from our divisions and our selfishness, will I call it so? Okay. So let's hope, I don't know, any other person can take this up. That's what I see.
I think Casey's hand is up, yeah.
Well, you know, Cliff did mention NPAD. That is the political arm of AMPA. It is through an organization like that we can begin to, at least in this country, have some political influence. And then we did contribute quite a bit to Biden's election. I think the NPAD contributed close to about more than $100,000 that we all contributed individually. Some of us were given 10,000, some of us were given 5,000. And then we were hoping that after Biden comes to power, we will now have a political arm within the US government. But it hasn't materialized, but the NPAC is still working on it. And I think it's something that all of us have to, especially the physicians, have to participate in NPAC and make sure that the Nigerian community becomes a formidable force within the American political system. And that will help us also with activities in Nigeria. So I think AMPA has it right. The NPAG is there, and we just need the cooperation of most of our AMPA members. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I joined this meeting very late. My apologies. Madam Chair, you and I spoke. I was on the road I got in now, so I can just talk about 2-3 minutes. Dr. Padua, my boss. There's no way you can be having a meeting and I will not show up. You know how we flow on that. Thank you so much for gracing us in Philadelphia with your presence and the wisdom. This is one thing people need to know, as we say, a young man may have many more clothes than the elder, but the elder has more rags. Talking about the wisdom, the pain, and the things learned through experience, they can never be replaced with true wealth. So thank you, sir. If I may just share a few words with regards to governance in Nigeria. To be honest with you, you have to look at Nigeria in a kind of a warped situation. I think part of the major problems we diasporans are facing, we want Nigeria to go 1 + 1 = 2. It will never happen that way. We make so much noise about corruption in Nigeria, but show me which government in the world is not corrupt, and I mean severely corrupt. Unfortunately for our people, I think we have not learned to be discreet in terms of how we chop money. Now, I'm not advocating corruption. I think whilst we are looking at corruption, one area that we do need to focus are the systems. Do the systems exist in Nigeria? Health systems, economic systems, academic systems, transportation, security? There's nothing.
No.
So even, I can assure you, even the best intended, most qualified person becomes president of Nigeria today, that person will fail. Mark my words. Now, I'm not a Baptist. I like to remain independent in my political leanings for a lot of reasons. But I will tell you one thing. The next 6 months will be very highly challenging for Nigeria. Then we will know the mettle of the guy that was voted in to rule the country. Okay, the systems are non-existent. Trust me. If you go to Nigeria, you understand the systems don't exist. There are no good roads. If I go to Nigeria for 10 days, it's like as if somebody took a hammer to my bones and beat me up. When I come back here, I need at least a week or 2 to recover. That's just how bad things are. And we need to look at systems. And let me also encourage, because I know that a lot of people are Peter Obi supporters. Look, Peter Obi has accomplished something never before done in the history of Nigeria.
Yeah.
All right, think about it. But I will also say he has started something. I will encourage him to stay in the news, stay in the limelight. Continue to speak and advocate your vision for a better Nigeria. Look, whether we like it or not, Nigeria must be negotiated. Nigeria cannot and will not continue the way it is. It is impossible. For example, who are we producing our students for? The system that Britain put in for us at the inception is still what we're running with. That's why our young people do not remain in that country. Why? Because there is no system for them to grow. I can think of a young male Nigerian between 22 and 35 who sees himself as having a future in that country. Most of our young girls who graduate from university, they go into prostitution and become side chicks in order for them to hustle to live. What kind of a country is that? So yeah, I understand we talk about corruption and all these big things, but I tend to look more at the root cause analysis. Nigeria must be negotiated. Look, we have an opportunity like never before. We don't have a military guy coming in who will beat us up. I know some of you guys like Obasanjo, but I'll be honest with you, I don't like the guy. You know why? This is our second experience with a military guy. What has he done to us? Beat us up as if we're all bastards. No simple human connection. Look, Yaradua single-handedly solved the Niger Delta situation because he's a human being, he's a politician. He was smart. Can you remember that? Obasanjo went and leveled OD. I know many of us have forgotten. But Yaradua came and resolved that issue by a derivative formula, and that was the end of it. Even though they still do stuff, but that was the end of it. So look, Nigeria, things are bad. Trust me, they're not pretty. Things are very bad. But I think we are in a situation where we all need to rise. Let us rise. We will negotiate Nigeria. We will rebuild that country. We will not give up on that country. Everybody, take your little piece. Madam Chairman, thank you for the 100 hectares. You heard Cliff. Give Cliff 5. It is true. No, Cliff, if you want 2 acres,
I'm
2
so
hectares,
praying that they will change their mind.
Yes.
No, but let everybody who is named as a Nigerian go home and take a piece of the soil. Let us put our hands together. We can do this thing. 10 years, 15 years, we can do this thing and turn that country into a country that we dream of, where things work. It won't depend on who's president or who is governor. It will depend on us, we the people. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Exactly.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
You know what when during this election, I started to engage a lot of Americans, and when I tell them, they said, "Oh, corruption, we have it plenty in US." I said, "No, not the demo, not the one you guys have. This is in your face. Brutal rape of democracy is not the kind you guys have." It's amazing, isn't it, that the system, nobody is above American system. Just see what's happening to our former US president.
Yeah.
That the system is solid in US, nothing in Nigeria.
Right.
Madam Chair, I think we're gonna.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. It's
just a comment. Just a comment. Just a comment. The last speaker presented a situation that is somehow despicable. All right, but there is hope. We must have hope. Peter Obi and the obedience, the youth took the whole thing into their hands. This is what we want. And they were all shaken. The cabal. It's not easy. And I believe that if Peter gets this mandate we're talking about, if you understand the politics of Nigeria, the northern side, Obi Dati, that Obi Dati connection, Mr. Dati himself is a hard guy, and he said it to them in their faces. So what we need, let us have hope, and then we see what the judges will do and what goes from there. Let us not lose hope. There is still room for a better Nigeria.
Amen. Yeah. And on that note, we're going to thank our speakers, Igwe and Dr. Badua. You guys gave us an evening to remember.
Indeed.
Thank you. I've learned an awful lot.
Yeah.
And I hope each one of us will say the same.
Yeah, Madam Chair. Yeah, let me congratulate your chapter. I mean, it's never happened in AMPA before that we'll have a chapter that will organize a talk about how to move Nigeria forward. This is exceptional. And I want to say thank you to all members of your chapter. And thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you
very much.
Yeah, it's all our prior chairs, we're all into this together, starting from Dr. Timmy, Dr. Hazy, Dr. Odera, I couldn't get to.
You haven't sent me my envelope. Oh. I never get envelopes yet. I'm in Nigeria, so I'm waiting for my envelope.
Okay.
Especially year 2. I couldn't hear 2 wants to go meet the governor of Anambra State. So I hope you learned something.
Amen.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Yes.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Tell her that's your voice, huh?
That's my voice, yes. So
That's wonderful. Okay, good.
okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.